Greetings. My husband and I were having a discussion earlier today about tarot, and he suggested that this might be a good subject to do for a video here on YouTube. So I'm taking his advice. I took a few notes afterwards trying to remember what it was we were talking about, because if you're anything like me, I forget nearly as soon as I say it what I was talking about. But anyway, so I have my glasses on so I can refer to the notes if I need them. I don't want to miss any of the points that we made. Why might you be interested? Well, I know that many of you are struggling, some of you struggling to learn tarot. I've heard, some of you have spoken to me about it, and I have a friend who I just read a post that she made today. She's somebody who was taking advantage of the free weekly tarot scopes that I was offered on birdandthecrone.com for about 5 or 6 months. I was offering them, and I recommended to her, like I recommended to everyone, if you're going to read any kind of a horoscope, a general horoscope of any kind, that you read for your top 3. You read for both your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising, or ascendant, to be a little more accurate, because those tell you a little bit more about how you would react in certain situations, how you either are perceived or how you emotionally react or whatever. So anyway, she'd taken my advice. I'd helped her find her ascendant, and she had been following very faithfully along that series as I was doing the free tarot scopes. And I just read a post from her today saying that she had taken out her tarot cards and she was starting to do tarot 3-card readings. Okay. But, I say I had mixed emotions. I was very happy for her. But I will also say, I had a little mixed emotions, because she was somebody that I sort of relied upon maybe to come to me for readings. And those of you might recall that I am a professional reader as well, so little mixed emotions. I want her to, but if something that she wants to pursue, I'm really all for it. Okay. Anyway, the subject then came up when I was talking to my husband about this. Is it possible for anybody to learn how to read tarot? Of course, we say politically correctly. We answer, yes, it is possible. We all offer advice, ways to learn, etc. We all offer books. We have books, and we encourage everybody to. And I know in this community, particularly in the that there's a natural curiosity that goes along with being a part of, whether it's a pagan community or being a part of, associating yourself as a witch or not. But there's a general curiosity about different forms of divination, or if you're interested in one, you're often interested in other things. All things magic, or all things esoteric, whatever. So it's a natural thing. But the question then comes up, well, can everybody learn how to play the guitar? The answer is yes, everybody can learn how to play the guitar, but the important thing is, can you learn to play the guitar well? You can't do everything well. Not everybody can do everything well. For instance, I play the guitar. I have to admit, I have played the guitar most of my life. I've been in situations in a band or whatever. My husband has sort of dragged me into the guitar. Well, guitar's not my first instrument. I have other instruments that I play, and it's not my best. I can get by on some things on guitar or mandolin or whatever, but that kind of a stringed instrument is really not my first instrument. So I don't expect to go out and be a guitarist. I can play guitar. But for me, it's a prop almost that I hold in my hand while I'm singing. I don't hold it in my hand, but I do. My husband, on the other hand, is a very talented guitarist. He could sit just with the guitar, not sing at all, be very entertaining. He's a well-practiced guitarist. Okay, the same holds true to different forms of divination. For instance, some people really are going to be really good at reading runes, or reading tea leaves, or reading palms or whatever, and other people are more going to be more tuned maybe to reading tarot. Other people are not going to be good at that kind of thing at all. So knowing that up front is really an important thing, I think, to know. That to give yourself permission to fail at it. If it's just not going to be your thing, it's not going to be your thing. Do something else and excel at what else is you do. Do you need, it brings up a point, do you need to be a witch to read tarot? Do you need to be a psychic to read tarot? Do you need to be an empath to read tarot? Many people have different abilities, and why that may help them very much in reading tarot. Is it necessary? I don't think it's necessary, no. Myself, I'm an empath, but I don't call myself an empathic reader. I don't advertise myself as an empathic reader. If you have recalled some of my earlier videos, I have mentioned very clearly in there about my being an empath and how I find reading tarot cards is one way I am able to focus on the energies around me. If I were to just sit into a room, into here my parlor, and have somebody come in and sit and talk to me about problems that they were having and asking my advice and wondering what they should do about work or wondering what they should do with the relationship or their children or whatever, or money or, all kinds of things, and just sit and have a conversation, well, I'm not necessarily very good at that. I might offer an opinion, but I'm really not good at giving counsel that way because I'm an empath and I feel in this room their energies, my energies, the energies from when I was in here before, perhaps energies out in the yard, the windows are open. I feel all kinds of things, and I'm not always good at being able to define which are mine and which are other people's energies. That can be very overwhelming to an empath. But when I'm reading tarot cards, the tarot cards help me focus. The tarot cards, I literally read the tarot card. I'm not just saying, I think this card thinks you're gonna, win money. I don't read that way. That's not how I read. Okay. And the first person that I ever heard read tarot cards, it was present when he read tarot cards. I've never seen anybody do a better job since either, was when I was a very young girl, and he happened to be a tenor, happened to be a Presbyterian, he happened to be wearing a three-piece suit, very stuffy young man, but he was a damn good tarot reader. He was certainly not a witch, he was certainly not a psychic. Okay, so I might be good at tarot because I'm an empath, but I don't think it makes me a better reader just because of that. And but one thing that it helps me with is because I'm an empath, I am very, very aware of the energies around me all the time, right? I know there's energies around us all the time that affect us. And that's what makes me good as a tarot reader, because I know the energies are there and I trust the energies coming from the tarot cards. That's why I read. That's why we read tarot. I trust that the cards that are going to show up in my reading are the cards that need to show up in the reading. They're really telling me what's around there. And this is a really basic point to make. If you don't believe that, then tarot's not the thing for you. If you really do not believe that the cards are talking to you, now as soon as I said that, all kinds of bells went off in my head that I could just see people away, comment. Now, before you jump on the comments, let me explain what I'm talking about. I do believe in a person having abilities as a reader. I do believe in a person having abilities as a psychic. I believe that. But think about it. If you are going to be reading tarot cards, why use the cards if you don't believe the cards? Why not just ask the psychic what they think? Right? Why the cards? You have to believe in those cards. You have to trust in the cards themselves, or there's no reason at all to do it. It'd be crazy. Right? Well, let me have a little drink here. Excuse me. My husband and I were sitting in the office this morning when we were having this conversation. And to make my point about trusting in the cards, I just pulled out I happen to have my little bag beside me, because this is the little bag, I don't know if you recall, that I carry my cards, the deck of cards that I use out of my house. Okay, and it just happened to be sitting there because I had brought it home from somewhere, and it has little things in it, like it has a smudge stick, and it has my rosary in here, and a little crystal. So my cards are kept, at all time. They're wrapped, and they're kept inside that bag, and this pure, without contamination from any outside forces at all times. So at any time, they're ready for me to pull out. And so that's what I did. I pulled them out. I pulled them out of the wrap. And I said, let me just randomly draw 3 cards. And I drew 1. And that's the way it came up, reversal. It's the 8 of Pentacles. I don't know if you can see. 2. This is the 2 of Cups. And it was reversed. You saw that I just turned it around. Can you see that? Ah, there. And 3, the Chariot. Okay? And as soon as I saw these 3, I was just pulling the top 3 cards off of this deck. And now I don't even remember the last time I used this deck, to be honest. But anyway, I pulled these top 3 cards off the deck, and I just started to laugh. And he's like, why are you laughing at me? Well, I have to give you a little bit of a backstory first. And I have to apologize because it's a little personal. I'm going to try not to be too personal and give too much information. But we were sitting in the office, and my husband had just come home from the warehouse, and, it's the middle of the work week, and, excuse me, I have to admit to you that we're having a real hell of a time here. We're really struggling. We're really, really struggling. Our businesses, we're having some struggles. We're having some struggles getting enough work and getting people to pay the bills, and we have too many expenses, the typical thing, but with small business owners, I mean, oh my God, it can be a nightmare because you can only count on yourself, and you can work and work and work, 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day, and it doesn't, if you don't get the money, you don't get the money. So we're having a real sad time of it. And on top of it, well, okay, I'll stop there. And didn't I pull this this 8 of Pentacles, which, my husband at first point would say, oh, well, there's a hardworking man. Well, yeah, but the hardworking man was reversed. And I don't know if you read reversals or not, but to me, this means that he's paying so much attention. Maybe he's paying attention to the wrong things, right? He's really working. He still has a long way to go. He's not near finished. He's got a long way to go to finish, to achieve his goals. And perhaps he's having problems because his focus is in the wrong place. And this is funny because we were just having this very conversation, the other day about this in business. Like, we spend so much time on maybe the wrong thing, and we're just not looking at the full picture. We're not looking at it properly. Okay. So that was that card. Secondly, here's the 2 of Cups. And my husband goes, oh, look at that, a nice loving couple. He's seen enough tarot to know that, oh, that's a nice loving couple. Yes, but it was reversed. And I have to say, on a personal note, we're having some struggles. You have some struggles here. We're having a lot of struggles here. I mean, I have to say, married as many years as we have, of course, it's understandable, but this is just, we're having a breakdown in communication. You don't necessarily trust the other person is listening to you, or your ideas are going, aren't, whatever. You're counting on people, or you're counting on somebody to do something for you, and it's not happening, and all kinds of struggles, right? And then we get this card, the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about moving forward at a very fast rate. You want to get there. You want to get there with force. You want to make it. But damn, if you don't have those horses working together, you're not going to make it. There's a team of horses in front of a chariot, pulling the chariot here. I mean, we see them in front here, and we see 2 different horses at work. I don't know if you can see that. That's why I read it. And they have to be in balance. It has to be balanced for it to work properly. And also, it's very vulnerable. If it gets winged from the side here, clipped from the side, it's very vulnerable. As long as it's going forward, it's good. But as soon as something happens, coming at it, pecking at it from the side, it's very weak, in a very weak position. So you don't get where, he doesn't get where he wants to go. Anyway, these cards were just so, oh my, they were so, they just were our, they were just our, they were our life. It was our life of 3 cards, randomly picked from my deck. Now, can you read your own cards? Well, you can, but this is the problem some people worry about. When I hear people say, well, how do you keep, when you read your own cards, how do you keep from putting your wishes into it? I'll tell you how you do it. You read the card. Now, if I was going to wish, here, now let me show you an example. With these same 3 cards. Oh, my husband and I are having so many problems at home because we're having problems with our business, and we're just not getting to where we want to be. And I can look at that, and I look at these cards, and I pull these cards, and I go, oh, look at this card. Oh, we're working, we're paying attention to detail, we're getting there, we just have a little bit further to go. And this one tells us, oh, we're still a very happy, loving couple and very great balance. We're balanced, everything's good, right? And here's another card about balance and strength. And so, everything's coming up roses. That's putting wish into it. Now, I know damn well, because I'm living this life, that it's not a bed of roses, and there's a lot of stuff going down that I'm not really happy with. I'm looking at the energies in these cards to tell me what's wrong. That is trusting in the cards. That is trusting in the cards. That's why I'm looking at the cards. That's why I'm reading the cards. Right? I can wish. Oh, we've been together for 40 years. We're never going to get apart. And, we work so hard. Hard work always pays off. And in the long run, things always work out in the end. That's wishful thinking. Not helpful. It's lovely, but it's not helpful. Okay? Reading the energy of the cards. What is wrong? I don't know what's wrong. Why aren't things getting the way they should be going? Tell me what's going on. I just can't see it. Okay. Are you paying too much attention to the wrong thing? Think about it. Are we paying too much attention to the wrong thing? Oh, yes, we've had these conversations. We've had these conversations before. Okay? Is there a breakdown in your communication? This is a sole proprietorship. It's my husband's business, and I'm the only person, other than the guys in the truck and they do the deliveries for us. I'm the only person he's got in this business. If we don't communicate, we're really screwed, right? Yeah, we have a chance of succeeding, but what do we have to guard against? These are messages that are coming from the energies around me. This is why I do the cards. Okay? This is why it is important to know your stuff when you're reading your cards. Now, is it possible for everybody to know your stuff? It is possible. It is possible. First of all, I'm going to have another drink. It's a very hot day, so I'm very thirsty. I'm going to just leave it at that. Okay. How do you get to be a reader? How do you get to be, I wish I was a reader? Well, you've had this information before elsewhere. I'm not the first one to come up with this information. But I'm telling you because I think it's important. Get to know your cards. And the best way to get to know your cards is the daily 3-card reading. Just every day, pull out 3 cards, like I pulled out these 3 cards, and lay them out. And just leave them there. Just leave them there and see what you can learn. What are they trying to tell you about what's going on with you today? If you want to journal about it, that's a wonderful thing. And I've done that, and boy, that's very helpful. Because then it can be because it might not be so specific for today, but what is helpful if you keep finding these kind of cards, or these kind of cards, there are others, right? In your spreads, if these kind of things, these themes keep occurring, then that's something you really have to pay attention to. Like I'm talking about over the course of a week or 3-4 days. If you're seeing these things come up, or if you're going to see a pattern come up in your cards, that's very, very helpful information, and it gives you an intimate knowledge with the cards that you don't just get trying to do a reading. I know everybody wants to jump in and do like a Celtic cross spread. Well, you have to really know the cards to be able to do that. That's just it's just an intricate thing, the cards, where the cards are in the spread, how they relate to each other. are very, very important. And if you don't have a good command of what the cards mean alone, you're not going to know what they're going to mean together. Okay? The 3-card spread gives you a good way to interact. Now you can do past, if you Google it, you'll see past, present, future. Well, does it even matter for 3 cards? I mean, that's just sort of silly. But if we want to look at this, the past, present, and future, we can. And this would have been my past card. This would have been, we've been working, not getting anywhere. Present card would have been this card. Our marriage is getting screwed because of it. Our relationship is not good. We don't trust each other. We don't communicate well. We're short with each other. We're sharp, right? We're not that solid team that we used to be. And the future is, we are vulnerable here. We could maybe get it, but not if this falls apart. Not if something comes and sideswipes us from the side. We got to really be able to be working as a team here in order to see this happen. So it doesn't matter if you call it past, present, future, or just 3 cards. They're still going to play off each other. That's the important part. Okay? Trust the cards I've said. They're there for a reason. This is not fortune telling. Okay? This is not fortune telling. This is not some random, you're going to win the lottery on Tuesday. That's not what this is. It's a reminder. It's something to tell you there are cards. There's ways to read these energies. Everybody has these things that are going on. Why is this stuff happening to me? We all say, why is this stuff happening to me? I don't understand it. I'm such a hard worker. I am such a hard worker. We work. My husband works. We eat dinner half the time at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. He's up at 6 o'clock and he goes to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. Nobody works harder than my husband. I'm telling you that's the truth. Why can't he make it? Maybe he's paying attention to the wrong thing. Okay? Why are we having so many problems in our relationship? Our communication's breaking down. We don't trust each other. It's, you see this, our partnership, because we're not getting what we need. We're not getting what we need. We looked and we sat in that office this morning, and I wish I would have had a camera, but I would never show you. But my house, I'm a very busy person. I have a rather big house, and very busy. We've got a lot of stuff. So my house, if you would walk into my house at any given time, you'd walk in, you'd see stuff on my kitchen table. I'm doing a lot of canning. I'm doing some other projects. We're busy. You might find all kinds of stuff on the table, but basically things are rid up. I wouldn't be embarrassed if you saw my kitchen. I wouldn't be embarrassed if you saw, I've got these rooms in the front. I have stuff going on in here, but these are where I keep, let people in to sleep. The only places that I'm in, my bathroom is always kept. I'm the person, I keep my bedroom door open. How many people have their bedroom door open? My bedroom door is wide open. You can see in my bedroom. My laundry basket might be there, whatever. But it's open because it's not bad. It's not bad. Excuse me. My office, we have 2 computers and 2 desks in that office, and both desks are so full of stuff you can hardly find the computer. I am not kidding, just stuff. And then the third workspace we have is a big work table that he has in the screen porch behind the office. And he sits there, and that table, between those 2 desks and that table, there is so much just clutter and junk and stuff piled up that we don't know left from right. That's our work area. And we laugh and laugh and laugh about it because you go in my kitchen and you open my drawers. I have measuring cup section, peeler section, heat spatula section. I have IKEA kitchen cupboards, so they're all so organized. Seriously, everything's so organized. But my office, where is my business, where is our business, where that's our income, where that is the whole way that we live, is just a cluttered mess. Okay? That is what I need to find out. What in the world? And I'm looking around, and this is reminding me I'm not paying attention. It's no wonder that I'm having these problems that I'm having. Now, I don't want to make this too terribly long, but I have a few more points. So bear with me. Okay. It's possible to become a reader. Like I said, anybody can become a reader, but to do that, there's a couple of things I think that you have to do. And one is you have to experience several good readings to know what you're going for. Okay? Excuse me. Okay. I think I'm coming across as a lush on this video. Sorry. I've had some people say to me as I've done their readings, they give me this comment, they go, That was really good. Oh, you were right on. Well, I have to say back to them, I don't say it, but I want to say back to them, well, I'm right on because I'm never off. Like, why would I be off? Why would my reading be off? I understand the cards. I know what I'm reading. These are your cards. I don't make this stuff up. I don't make it up. I'm dealing the cards. I'm telling you what the cards say. Now, you've heard other readers say this. You have to trust the cards. This is what the cards are saying. I don't know why the cards are saying that. That's your problem. It's for you to figure out. Like, I can try to help you. But it's really for you to figure out why the cards are saying what they're saying. But the cards are saying what they're saying. I'm not making it up. So to tell me that I was right or wrong, it's kind of a moot point. I think that's just sort of funny. Because I can only tell you what I see. I can't tell you something that's not there. Okay? But in order for you to know what you want to see from the cards, you need to see a reliable reader. You need to experience, and more than one reliable reader is important because you need to have experience with that because you might have different styles, okay? If you want to go to one person all the time and their style is completely different than yours as a reader, let's say, I can think of a few people, but some people are very esoteric. They're very like talking to you with words that are just blah blah blah, and for some of us it translates as blah 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 blah. I'm a plain talker. I'm a plain talker. I tell you what, in plain talk. But maybe that's to the extreme. There's other people that are very businesslike, who very separate. They separate themselves from. Maybe that's your style. Maybe that's what you need. Okay, something like that. Maybe I'm too involved in the cards, because I do have to say, when I read for people, I involve them in the reading as much as I can, because I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to impress you by knowing things, because that's like bullshit. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Why does it matter if I know things? What matters is you know things. That's the truth. You know things. I'm going to read the cards for you to know, because you can't read them for yourself. Okay. I had somebody on a YouTube group. Oh, I don't want to isolate anybody. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I was just curious. If somebody offered to read, does anybody want to give me a free reading on Skype? And I'm like, why do you want me to give you a free reading? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to judge you, but why do you want me to give you a free reading? And they said, because in case anybody wants to practice. Well, I don't think you should be practicing on other people. I think it's good to practice on yourself. That's what the 3-card draw is for. Practice on yourself, because that way you'll know you're right. If you practice on other people and you say things wrong, if you read wrong, misread the cards, how will they know? How will you know that you didn't do good? Do you understand? And if you're telling them something they already know, they don't need you to read for them in the first place. Does that make sense? It makes so much sense to me. I don't know why. It makes so much sense to me. I don't know why I'm having to even say that, but apparently I do. Okay. Anyway, you can do it for free if you want. You don't have to pay, but I don't think I would do it as a practice. Okay, because you really want to know that you're doing the right thing. Okay, in the meantime, then after these things are happening, you get to know the cards. You really get to know the cards. You know how to relate. Okay, you know that, and you really trust the card. You have to trust that. Okay, and then you're ready to read your own cards. Then you're ready to read for other people. Okay. And at that point, I would say, if you believe in tarot, this is sort of where I'm coming from. I'm sort of here with tarot because I'm a tarot reader. And I'm like, why doesn't everybody want a tarot reading? Why isn't my phone ringing off the hook for tarot reading? You should be lined up, putting your messages in my mailbox, wanting tarot readings. This is I don't understand it, because if you believe in tarot, if you believe as this is a good tool to read the energies around you to help you understand what is happening in your life and why wouldn't you want it? Why wouldn't you want it? Who wouldn't want it? I think we'd all want it. Wouldn't we want it? Anyway, That's just my point of view. And oh, this is a stupid video. I think my husband was maybe pulling my leg when he thought it'd be interesting. If you're interested, there you go. If you're not, I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm really not. I do welcome the little comments that I made about comment on the video. You're welcome to comment. Please comment. I would like to know what your point of view is. I don't know. Listen to my video, and if you agree or disagree, please let me know. If you want a reading, come over to birdandthecrone.com. I have a lot of readings. I offer a lot of different kinds of readings. I offer regular readings. I have discounted readings every Sabbath season. I have, I'm offering all kinds of stuff. And I'm starting to think that maybe it's a good idea. I might be, I would be willing, if anybody wants to have a few lessons from me, how I read, some little tips, some personal lessons, like to sit with me and maybe on Skype or in person and do a reading for me, and let me help you talk through it. I'd love to be able to coach. Let's say coach. I would love to coach. But again, remembering that's just my style. My style might not be your style. Somebody else might be more to your liking than me. Anyway, thank you for coming to my channel. I'm Rebecca, and I wish you blessings. Cheers.